All right, welcome and thanks for joining us on Fox 10 Talks on a Tuesday at 3 p.m. Marc Martinez, Christina Carilla.
I'm going to fill in today for Steve, who's out on assignment, but I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we're excited. We have a lot to get to for this half hour show. Especially, we're going to get to Savannah Guthrie, Today Show host. Her mom, Nancy Guthrie, is still missing tonight, and there's been some developments on that front, so we'll talk about that later in the show.
We'll check in with Amalia Roy, who's down in Tucson, to find out what the latest is, and there was a news conference earlier, so she'll wrap that all up for us when we get to her in this show. We also have to talk about the Super Bowl, which is this weekend, this Sunday.
Coming up,
The Seahawks and the Patriots, and it's going to be a big one. It's going to be a fun game.
I know. It will be fun. I'm excited. Plus, we have the WM Phoenix Open here in Phoenix. There's so much going on.
The weather's been great.
Yes, it's perfect. Great weather, I think, in California, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We want to check in with Christien Kafton, who is out there covering the Super Bowl. Christien, I miss you. You used to work here in Phoenix. We used to cover so many stories together, and then you left us here in the desert for the Southern California, or the California Ocean in the San Francisco Bay Area. How's it going out there?
Mark, check out my new gig.
Look at that.
So,
you put on some muscle since I saw you last time.
Arizona. Yeah, exactly. Well, I put on like 20 pounds, mostly muscle, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, we miss you out here, Christien. How's it going?
You can see. I miss you too. It's going fantastic and super exciting in San Francisco right now with the Super Bowl just days away. We are actually inside what's called the Moscone Convention Center, and they really set up that Super Bowl experience here. And one of the big things that they want to do is they want to make sure that this is a super fun experience for fans. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but we have a bunch of flag football teams that are going to be playing a game here. And, of course, the Pro Bowl is going to go off a little bit later on today, too. Also a flag football event. But we have all these young teams from all over the place. There's actually a team from Great Britain down there who are going to be running the 40-yard dash. We're going to count them down and have them run and show you what their time looks like. Guys, we're going to get ready to run. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Oh, wow.
There you go. You can see these young athletes are killing it.
Wow.
And they are.
Wow.
Wow, right?
Big finish.
Right? Let's hear it for these young football players.
Great.
From Great Britain. You guys were fantastic. Nice job. Who's the fastest? Who's the fastest? He cheated. How did you cheat? Did you get a little jump? You guys did fantastic. We saw them practicing kicking a little earlier, too, so they're really having all these great football experiences. And I don't know if you could hear the accents. They're all from Great Britain. These kids are fantastic, and they have a love for the American football game, which is probably very different than what they think of. Maybe it's a little more Ted Lasso football is what they're thinking of, but American football, the Super Bowl, they're going to get to play their flag football match on the same field that the Pro Bowlers take a little bit later on. So what an experience for those kids, guys. That is part of the excitement that's going on here right now in San Francisco, you guys. It looks a little empty right now. They're going to open up the doors to the public in about an hour. We're getting that athlete preview and media preview, so that's why it looks like I'm in this cavernous space by myself.
I was going to say,
I promise you guys. Right.
Where is everyone?
San Francisco is not that interested in football. Right? No. We walked in, my photographer and I just grabbed lunch, and there are huge lines outside. Big crowds of people, every jersey you can imagine, fans from all over the country, all over the world, descending here on San Francisco because, of course, the Bay Area is football central with the Super Bowl just days away, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, Christien, this matchup is a repeat of one we had here, Super Bowl 49 in 2015, at the time at University of Phoenix Stadium. And I was just amazed at all the events that they have, like you're talking and previewing, leading up to the big day.
Yeah.
I mean,
we did this not too long ago, too, in 2023. I remember the NFL experience being so fun. They have so many cool different things you can check out.
And even if you don't, most people aren't going to the game, obviously, but you can still be part of it. Is that what you're finding out there with people just experiencing something related to it?
That's exactly right. Everybody, if you can't get tickets to the game, because those tickets are, it could be thousands of dollars. I think they just looked this morning. The cheapest ticket was somewhere around $5,000. Tickets for this, $45. very, very
Nice.
reasonable. And especially kids under 12 can come in for free. And really, I think that's part of what NFL is trying to do, is they're trying to make sure that those kids have that foundational experience where they come and they get to meet players, they get to see what it's like and see how they stack up against Derrick Henry. You know, they get a chance to see and feel what it's like to be that elite level athlete. And, you know, I always say that if you have a fan as a kid, you got a fan for life, because they're going to be loyal to that team. They're going to be loyal to the sport.
Yeah. So fun out there. Well, enjoy it. I mean, when we did this a few years ago, it was a blast.
It was
so
great
fun.
time. Christian, before we let you go, I'm going to put you on the spot if you don't mind. You probably don't miss our
Yes, of course. Let's go.
You probably don't miss our triple-digit summers when you lived here. What do you miss about the Valley?
Oh, so many things. I have a lot of good friends that are still back there, so of course I miss them.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, the one big thing that I miss is the food. Oh,
yeah.
My God. The Mexican food that you guys have in Phoenix is par none. Like, nobody compares. I love that style. I used to go to Los Compadres. I used to have my little favorite spots that I would go to. I think Los Compadres closed down.
Yes, it did.
I had my favorite spots to go, and the food was so good.
Well, we're going to
come back and visit.
Yeah, and we're going to go get some Mexican food just in your honor this week. Christian, thanks for joining us. Have
Pack
fun
it
out
up,
there.
send it.
Yeah,
Yes,
for
we will.
sure. All right, we'll see you
do.
soon, hopefully. Have a good time. Oh, that
Yeah,
was fun
great.
talking to him.
Yes, he's great.
Speaking of Mexican food,
Oh, my goodness.
what is going on?
I got a Chipotle burrito.
Megan Champagne Plain joining us with a burrito.
You know, while we were talking to Christian, I saw you eating this burrito. I'm like, is she going
I just
to
in
keep
the
eating
corner
this
I
thing?
know. What is going? Where's it from?
Listen, it's Chipotle.
Oh, okay.
It's delicious.
I was gonna say shout out the.
Yeah.
You know, we're here to talk about the new coach of the Cardinals.
Yes,
of
Mike
course.
LaFleur.
Yes, yes. So there was a news conference today.
Yes.
What did they talk about in the news conference?
It was really good, just like a get to know him sort of deal. He talked about why he wanted to come here. One of the really cool things he talked about was he was in. Once COVID happened, they had like shut down the facilities and stuff up where the 49ers were. So then he had to come here and do a lot of, the game prep. They had to work out of the
I
facility
remember
here.
that.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah. So he was here for 6 weeks for that. So he already has worked out of the facility. So he's familiar. And then, of course, what was it, last year, whatever, when the Rams, there were the fires and the Rams were in the postseason. Of course, the Cardinals hosted that game. So he was at the facility and he was talking about how he was doing, the installs for that week up on that stage that he was introduced on. He's like, I was up here doing the installs for game prep with the Rams that week, just the podium just on the other side of where I
cool.
am now. And
Wow.
it was
I
really
forgot
cool.
about that.
I only watched, I was watching the noon show on Fox 10, and I saw Richard was out there live, and he tossed to some of the press conference there. I couldn't watch all of it, but his personality seems great. Like, he seemed very relaxed and very happy to be here.
Yeah, a little bit more high energy than what we got with Jonathan Gannon. Obviously, he doesn't have the head coaching experience, but, I mean, everybody who's a head coach, at some point they weren't, right? They didn't have the experience. So, yeah, he seems like high energy. He comes from the Sean McVay coaching tree. A lot of those guys go on to do really good things. He's going to be the play caller. That was a big thing, too. Over with the Rams, people question, well, you weren't the play caller. Sean McVay, the head coach over there, was the one doing all the play calling. He's going to take that same approach here, and he's going to be the one calling plays while also being the head coach.
He must have some high hopes for the Cardinals moving forward if he chose to come here, right?
Exactly, yeah. He said that when he was here previously with his former team in the building, that he told his wife, a few days after that, I think I'm going to be the Cardinals head coach one day. Like,
wow.
Yeah, so he seemed very like this was meant to be for him.
Excited about it.
Yeah,
Put it out in the universe. Huh? Wow, it worked out well.
Yeah.
All right, we have a question in the chat room from
Yes.
HS Johnny saying, Megan, the new coach, has many years of experience. Can he turn the Cardinals into a winning team in one season?
That's a good question. So the owner, Michael Bidwell, he had made it clear that he doesn't want this to be a rebuild. He wants this to be a quick turnaround. We saw it was kind of weird with all the talent that they had last season. Well, I guess this season, but this previous season, it was weird that they didn't perform better than they did, because they did have a lot of the talent, just didn't work out with that coaching staff. So he has a decent base there of guys to work with. Obviously, the quarterback situation is up in the air, so it's kind of hard to win when you don't really know what that's going to be. And he didn't really say much about Kyler today, just about how he admired him, playing him in the division the past few years. But we'll see. It depends on who he brings in, right? Who's he going to bring in to round out that coaching staff? That's something he needs to get on right now. And we'll see. Mac Wilson talked today, one of the Cardinals players, about going through a coaching change before. He was 20 years old. He said when it happened, he's like, yeah, I was young. I was early in the league. And what happened is they turned around, and then the next year his team went like 12-5. So a coaching change could happen, and there can be a really positive turnaround
in a quick amount of time.
Exactly.
Depending on how it all is put together.
So it's one of those things that you really can't predict. We don't know what his staff looks like. We don't have clarity yet on the quarterback situation. So there's a lot of moving parts still. I would like to tell you, hey, this thing's going to turn around quickly. They're going to be great next season, but we just don't know yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. That's the hope.
And I'm sure a lot of the players are kind of ready for, a fresh take on it, a fresh start, fresh eyes on the team.
Exactly.
And see how it all works out.
See how it all works out.
Wow, great.
All right,
How's your burrito?
Yeah.
You've got a lot of work to do on that thing.
I'm holding it here, and I'm like
a little baby.
Just want to eat it. I'm so hungry.
Now, do you get chicken, steak?
So I have brown rice, chicken, guacamole, sour cream, peppers, pico de gallo, lettuce. And that's all I can remember.
That is a large burrito.
What always amazes me at Chipotle is it looks physically impossible that they're going to be able to fold that up.
No, but sometimes you get someone and you see how much they're putting in there, so you're like, okay, you've game planned for this. You've gotten reps and you know how to wrap a burrito. And sometimes you get someone
like this. They're like,
sometimes you get someone who puts all this food in there, and then the way they wrap it, it's like falling apart.
Yeah.
And it's like, now I have a bowl.
I know.
This is what
I think
want.
the foil is key. You got to keep that thing.
Well, shout out to those people who can make that work.
I know.
Fold that over.
I think their tortillas are like extra stretchy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Strong.
I do.
They're like, when you buy garbage bags at the store, it'll be like, extra stretched, but also double the strength. They have like those levels. This is like stretchy, but like maximum strength.
Not to compare a burrito to a garbage bag, but yes.
That is funny.
All I could come up with. Oh, but also today, during the press conference, I want to point out that Mike's brother, Matt LaFleur, the coach of Green Bay, he was there too.
Oh, cool.
And he talked, we're going to have it on air on Fox 10 throughout our shows today, but he also talked about like his brother and the whole family dynamic of them both being head coaches in the league. He hired Jonathan Gannon, by the way, as his defensive coordinator, who his brother took his job after he got fired.
Wow.
Which is very interesting.
So Jonathan Gannon's, he's on to the next thing.
Exactly, he's on to the next thing. But it's interesting. Now, he didn't talk about anything related to his team today. It was all about his brother, so we didn't really get to hear him talk about that. But it is interesting.
He didn't want to steal his thunder.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's really cool in the family. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
In the world of the Cardinals.
Goodbye.
And,
I'm eating my burrito.
Yes. Next
Where
time.
are you watching the Super Bowl?
From the sports office here.
Oh, well, that would make
so
a lot
while
of
you
sense.
have your day off and enjoy your fancy Super Bowl treats.
I mean, the fun day at work?
Yes,
No,
right?
for sure. We'll have food back there for sure.
Champagne?
I don't know about that.
We'll be right back.
Just kidding. Okay, welcome back. I'm starving now.
I know.
Megan had a
Bring some
burrito.
for all of us.
I know, that'd be so nice. Exciting news over the weekend. So the Grammys were on Sunday, and the Phoenix Boys Choir, they won a Grammy.
Yeah.
Check it out. Check out their reaction. Yeah.
And the Grammy goes to Sword of...
Eating pizza there. The choir, the ages of the boys is 7 to 18, and so you see the range of kids there.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
can you imagine watching this with your buddies, eating pizza, and finding out you just won a Grammy?
It feels unreal.
So
like
cool.
How in the world? So we're gonna find out how they got involved with this in the first place.
They won for the best score, by the way, for a soundtrack for a video game. That was what they wanted. The game is called Sword of the Sea.
So cool.
And we actually have some of that. We're going to hear from the boys' choir, the artistic director, coming up in a moment. But let's take a look or listen to the song that they won for.
So cool. Okay, so artistic director of the Phoenix Boys Choir, Herbert Washington, is joining us now on Zoom. Thank you so much for being with us. Oh, he's somewhere in the abyss.
There
we go. Hi, thanks for being with us. How are you?
Doing very well. Yourself?
Good. And congratulations. Thank you for being here, but congratulations. How exciting.
This is exhilarating. We are thrilled to be a part of this major Grammy win with Sword of the Sea. It's been a dream come true for these boys. They've been working really hard for this accolade, and big shout out to Austin Wintory for his Grammy win. It's a major feat.
How did you guys get involved with this in the first place?
Yeah, that's a great question. So our New Works Rising choral composition competition happened about 4 years ago. We do it annually. And one of the second place winner of that very first year, we started to befriend after we performed his piece for the first time. He is a musician from USC, and he went to a conference in LA and met Austin Wintory. And Austin Wintory was looking for a choir to work on Sword of the Sea. And so Ryan Gunderson had said, you should think of the Phoenix Boys Choir, because I just worked with them on the New Works Rising choral composition competition, and I won second place.
Wow.
So it's quite phenomenal how the relationships have worked out.
Oh, yeah.
It is just so great to watch that video of their reaction, because, they're kind of hanging out, eating pizza, having fun, and then, you win a Grammy. That reaction was so great.
That was quite phenomenal. We didn't expect it to be so early. We were eating pizza and relaxing. All of a sudden, all of the names started popping up, and we're telling boys to get in. And as soon as you heard Sword, it erupted, elated joy that these boys were a part of that big Grammy win, and they'll never forget it. It was amazing.
Oh
we talk often about the Valley Youth Theater here, where Emma Stone went when she was a child, and when she won her Emmy Award, she thanked Bob Cooper from there, and then Bob said that was huge for their people wanting to join. Do you think the same thing is going to happen? I mean, obviously Phoenix Boys Choir has a great reputation, but do you think that this Grammy win is going to get a lot more kids interested in joining?
I think so. This is the first step to a major trajectory in one of these young boys' success in life. They were already Grammy nominated, right? And that was already such a big feat to hang their hats on. And they know that they're part of a prestigious organization, but being connected in this very relevant way with video games and being a part of something like this, they are surely thinking in the future of how I could maybe be in the arts or have a greater appreciation of the arts or want to be musicians themselves. But they do understand what it takes to be on the major stage now, having been a part of this Grammy win.
What is it like being in the Phoenix Boys Choir? Like, how often do you get together and practice? Because a lot of these, most of them, they're all in school, right? So this is kind of something they do on the side.
Yeah, this is like a sports team, a club sports team all year round, but for musicians, for choristers. And we meet twice a week for the upper grades on a Tuesday, on a Saturday morning, and it's a Saturday morning, so they're committed to the Phoenix Boys Choir. And we have about 30 to 40 performances a season, and that might mean on radio, on TV, in major performances throughout the valley. So these boys are coming from all walks of life, from everywhere.
Wow.
That's really special.
Well, Herbert Washington, thanks for joining us. Tell all the boys congratulations. That is such a great honor for them.
Do you guys get to keep any kind of, like statue or anything like that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Austin Wintory wins the hardware, right, that everybody recognizes. We will get a plaque that says, congratulations for your participation in the Grammy winning of the Sword of the Sea project.
Okay.
Great bragging rights forever.
Seriously.
Oh.
Yeah. Put that on the resume.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Great chatting
Definitely.
with you. Congratulations again.
Thank you all. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All
Take
right.
care.
That was great. Congrats to them.
How special.
Okay, now we were talking about this earlier. The search for Nancy Guthrie in Tucson is continuing, and there was a news conference earlier today down there. Yeah,
Sheriff Nanos addressing the media once again, and I think everyone is kind of desperate for some more information in this case. Like, what's the status? Of course, it's always hard. They don't want to give too much away. But Amalia Roy is down there in Tucson, and she joins us now with some more information on where this case stands right now. Amalia.
Yes, Christina, Mark, that room was full with reporters looking for answers from around the country. But it was at the same time that Sheriff Nanos said that he was going to scale back how much that he was going to reveal. He did say at this time that they don't want to narrow down things like the timeline too much of when she was taken from her home. But he also said that she could be anywhere at this point, that they don't have a clear area there. And so at the moment, they are looking at any and all possibilities.
We have crime in Tucson all the time, right? Like any city. And so when you say a threat to the public, is there somebody out there who's kidnapping elderly people in the middle of the night every night? We've not heard that. We don't believe that's the case.
So at this point, they're not saying whether or not that they're saying that they don't believe there's a greater threat to the public. So far, we know that Nancy Guthrie was last seen around 9:30 p.m. Saturday. She had dinner with her other daughter, Annie Guthrie, who's believed to be the last person to see her before she disappeared. Then Sunday morning, one of Guthrie's friends called a family member saying she didn't show up to church that day. The family began searching around 11 a.m. They called 911 around noon, and then the Pima County Sheriff's Department was searching for her by that evening. Now, today, Sheriff Nano did explain why he didn't want to narrow down the search area too much, especially when it comes to getting tips.
Narrowing it down means we can miss some tips and leads. We're working with the data we've submitted for investigative analysis. We're working to see if that time can be tightened up. But for now, we're going with what we told you earlier. She was dropped off at 9:30, and she was found to be missing at about 11 o'clock Sunday morning.
At that news conference today, everyone was asking about any security video. Sheriff Nanos says that they are working to get it, but he says they don't have it yet. They have not been able to look at it. At the same time, the FBI is helping on the case. They are analyzing cell phones and cell towers and helping in that way. Now, there is reporting from law enforcement sources earlier today to Fox News Digital that they found trails of blood around the the home. But today, Sheriff Nanos would not comment whether or not they found any blood during their search. And at the same time, he did say that Nancy Guthrie was taken by force, but did not say if she was hurt in the process. Christina, Mark?
Yeah, on the surveillance video that everyone's wondering about, Sheriff Nanos briefly talked about it there, but there was a question during that news conference about one camera on the home that was taken. Do you know anything more about that?
We are working to get as much information as we can from the Pima County Sheriff's Department, but they are saying that at this point they are going to not share as much as quickly. Sheriff Nanos had been doing interviews all throughout yesterday, but at this point it is a lot more structured, in that we've been told already that the next news conference will not come for a few days.
One other thing real quick, Amalia, I'm not sure if you've heard of this, but TMZ is reporting that there was a note, an anonymous note that they received, almost like a ransom note. Did Sheriff Nanos talk about that today? Or do you address that?
The reports about a note came out after the news conference, but I did ask someone from the Pima County Sheriff's Department about an alleged note, and later on we got a post on X from the Pima County Sheriff's Department acknowledging that they'd seen reports of a ransom note, not acknowledging where they got it from, where people are seeing it, but saying that they are still just looking at any and all tips and are asking for as much information as they can get.
Amalia, before we let you go, really quickly, when can we expect more information from the sheriff? I know originally he said he would talk again on Thursday morning. Is there a chance we could hear from him sooner?
We don't know at this point. I do know that we are here. I am especially constantly asking his communications team whether or not he'd be willing to do an interview. And at this point, I've been told that they are going to hold it to those conferences, but to also keep trying, that there might be certain times that he would be willing, or if there is an update in the case.